What's up, everyone? Welcome to the What was that clap for?
I'm thinking it.
Don't die! We'll keep it in. This was fine. What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Ramblers podcast, episode 12. I got Danny with me.
Hello.
I got Eric with me.
You already heard my clap?
Yep. This week we're talking about the Fortnite versus PubG scandal, and we got a few other things. And we're going to talk about our main topic, which is video game sequels that didn't do so well, either critically or fan-wise, or money-wise, or any-wise. How you guys going?
Good.
Yeah, pretty good.
What you guys been up to? You guys been up to anything?
Uni. Lots of uni. I'm excited though, because we're nearly finished.
Staying at home, playing games.
Yeah, mid-semester break, boy.
Drinking a beer.
Oh man! All right. So before we start anything, we're gonna allocate some time in this podcast to talk about the Las Vegas shootings that happened not too long ago. So there was a country music festival, and some people. This is a dude in a hotel room, shot a bunch of people. Like it was 50 dead, 200 injured.
Oh, it's more than that.
Is it more?
It's over 60, I believe.
Oh Jesus!
About 500 injured.
Yeah.
Jesus! All right.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So yeah, so we're just giving our good wishes out to those people. Anyone who has been messed up by that, it's bad, very bad tragedy, and it sucks that shit like that happens.
It shouldn't happen.
Yeah, no, it's the worst. We'll go to our news. We'll talk about the Fortnite versus PubG thing that's going on. So what happened, for all you guys who don't know, is PubG is very popular, right? Everyone knows what PubG is.
Yes.
So Fortnite, which is a game that's about a base building team survival game, they've added a new mode for free called Battle Royale, which is essentially PubG, but it's instead of you just you build bases and you jump in, 100 people fight. It's a Battle Royale, much like PubG, and they've marketed it as
I'm so thirsty for a beer now.
Just
I'm so fucked.
Alright, I'll say player.
Always they sell beers at the servo.
No man.
Why can't they in this country?
No,
I don't like living here.
That would be the best. They market it as Battlegrounds. They were like, more or less was them going, you like Battlegrounds? We'll come play Battlegrounds in our own game. And Bluehole, the developers of PUBG, are not happy about that at all. And they've stated that they're going to be taking further action against Fortnite and Gearbox and Unreal. What do you guys think of this whole
Well, they're taking action against Unreal.
Oh, yeah, because they're Epic Games, because Epic Games and Gearbox made Fortnite.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So they're
what?
yeah.
Really?
Which is weird because
Epic Games is good.
yeah, but it's weird because the Epic Games and Gearbox have actually had input with PUBG because they supplied the engine.
Oh,
And they've worked with Bluehole extensively, but now Bluehole's like, fuck you replicating our game. So they haven't said they're gonna go take them to court, but they have said that they're taking further action, whatever that may be. What do you guys think about that?
Well, I haven't actually played either of them, but I'm really annoyed that Epic Games, which made one of my most favorite games.
I don't think they made it. I think they just produced it. So I think Gearbox made this, but Epic Games, they're on the box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is bad because it's like, no, they're such a good company, but now they're not.
Yeah.
So that's really much all my crap about it.
What do you think?
I have to see how much they're actually copying it because the whole, obviously we talked about it, was it a couple weeks ago?
Yeah.
You know, the whole, you can't honk your horn and PUBG at people.
Yeah.
So it seems like, PUBG, they are getting they're overreacting, clearly. So it's highly possible they're doing it again.
It's a weird thing. I understand PUBG's front in the whole sense how they kind of used another game to market their own game. And I can see them getting mad about that. I was like, that's fair. That's actually not... That's a dick move on Gearbox's part to do that. But at the same time, I can't see people suing people or taking legal action against another company for doing something for using their genre. Because, surprise, PUBG didn't create the survival shooter genre or the battle royale genre. They're not the first.
It would be the same if Blizzard sued Gearbox for Overwatch and
Battleborn,
or vice versa.
Yeah. And I think it's I think Bluehole if it's purely for the marketing aspect, is why they're having Go, then I understand. That does make sense. But from a, like, oh, how dare you have a game that's similar? I think Bluehole needs to wake up, because, like, once a game becomes popular, what follows is a good 4 years of other companies being like, so that's popular, what can we do with that genre?
Well, it was like, I mean, probably not in the same scale of it, but when Slender was popular, there was about 10 million Slender clones. And then when Five Nights at Freddy's became popular, there was like tens of millions of thousands of Five Nights at Freddy's clones.
Another really big one to think of is with Diablo.
Oh yeah.
When that first came out, that created a genre of the dungeon crawler, like the dungeon crawler. Well, it was the first of its kind.
Yeah.
Of every other RPG before them was a turn-based, like D&D type RPG.
What about Baldur's Gates?
That turn-based.
Was it?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure we've mentioned this on another podcast. But anyway, so like those games were very like played like D&D campaigns. That's where Diablo played like a video game. Where it was like, we go here and kill this, and millions of a Diablo clone was a very popular like term. It was like, this game's a Diablo clone. That wasn't necessarily a bad thing. It was just like, it's a Diablo clone. Like one of my favorite games, Sacred, is a Diablo clone. And like stuff like that, and also like we had like COD clones. And all Halo clones and all that shit. Like,
talking about that does actually make me think they are probably overreacting. PUBG, because I mean, I guess it does depend on the developer, because saying something like Slender, Slender was free, so they can't claim lost revenue because they're not making anything.
Which is probably why they didn't attack anything. I mean, the Scott Cawthon for Five Nights at Freddy's hasn't done anything.
Yeah, he seems like a nice guy. That's why I reckon he wouldn't do it. Yeah,
and he's really entrenched in the community as well. He's not just a developer off in his little building making games. He
kind of is. He's now
but he is very entrenched in the community. Yeah. Like, he's a community figure. As though no one from Bluehole is a community figure. They're just people. Okay, the player unknown himself. He is a community. He's a community figure.
He's unknown now.
Yeah.
Is he actually unknown? Do we know who he is?
No, he is good now. I can't remember his name. It's like.
Wait. So player unknown is a person?
Yeah, he was a very popular player of like DayZ and all that. And
what does he call himself, player unknown then? We didn't know who he is.
That was his username. So like he got.
But we know who he is. You should change it then.
Really? Yeah. I didn't know this. They really named a game after him.
Oh no, he created the game.
Oh.
He was very active in the modding community as well. So he created, because it was H1Z1, he didn't create that, but he created a mode for that called, I can't remember what it's called, it was like, can't remember what it's called, but he created a mod mode that was very popular, which was the building blocks for what PUBG would become.
Yeah.
PUBG he created, he paid for its creation, and he designed it as well. Yeah. And you give credit, he made the first good survival game.
Yeah.
Like, good survival battle arena game. Every other one was marred by really shitty design, or just, it was a bad game. DayZ, H1Z1. Sorry, H1Z1 players, but, like, it's not a good game.
I'm surprised so many people play H1Z1.
Yeah, because I tried playing it and I was like, this is
all the reviews I've seen about it were quite mixed.
Yeah. And it's like, the interface is a pain in the ass, and, like, it looks like garbage. Even then, PUBG kind of looks like shit as well.
It doesn't look too bad,
Yeah. But yeah,
that's a photo of him.
Yeah, that is the player unknown. Sorry.
He's right there. He can't be unknown.
There's a weird pop-up on my computer. Apparently there's a massive cyber attack.
Yeah.
But yes, there's that. I think Bluehole's a bit overreacting. It's just like, you can't get mad at people for, like, you can't copyright a genre. It'd be like if Call of Duty came out and said, if anyone else makes a first-person shooter, they're copying us.
That's a problem though. Like, in America, you can try. Like, living in this world of, YouTube, you can copyright strike stuff that isn't against the law.
Yeah.
I say the world, America promotes this type of stuff.
Yeah.
Well, didn't someone try and I know it wasn't Rooster Teeth because I was known about it, but didn't someone try to copyright the word "Let's Play"?
Yes. It wasn't Rooster Teeth.
Oh yeah.
It was someone else. I can't remember who it was. I'm pretty sure Rooster Teeth was smart enough not to be fuckheads about that type of shit.
I believe it was...
Actually, they just made a comment about it on one of their news articles, but yeah.
Candy Crush's developer King tried to copyright the words Candy and Saga for making games.
That's right, yeah.
And I think Taylor Swift has tried to copyright 1989 and stuff.
Bethesda's done shit like that as well.
Really?
You can't have... It was with Scrolls. There was a game that came out called The Scrolls.
It's just called Scrolls.
Yeah, and then Bethesda was like, no, that's no, and then had a go at him, but then like the guys who made Scrolls thought it was the trolliest thing ever, and then they challenged them to a battle of Quake 3 Arena, and whoever won got to win.
Oh, really? That's awesome.
They were like, what? Why? And then they just made, and Bethesda was like, no, this is very serious, and then they're like, that's like, and then I always thought that was hilarious. I'm like, it is very stupid. It's a very American thing. It's like, hey, that's slightly similar to our thing. We're suing you. Give us money. Like, and if PUBG are going to continue doing this, it's like they're going to be having a go at a lot of developers who are going to be making their own spin on this type of game. I'm waiting for like the hero shooter variant, which is going to come out soon, I assume. Waiting for one developer's like,
PUBG
hey,
heroes.
Yeah, well, like I'm waiting for someone to be like, let's take Overwatch and PUBG and put them into one game. It's going to happen.
PubWatch.
Yeah, well, it's going to happen because Overwatch...
The security guard simulator.
Well, it's going to happen though because PUBG is the new craze amongst video games. Before it was Overwatch.
Yeah.
How many hero shooter games did we get once Overwatch came out? We got so many. We got Paragon, Quake Champions, Lawbreakers. Even though Lawbreakers is from the outset, if you're looking at it from without actually looking at it, its core mechanics. It does look like a hero shooter. Apparently, it's much more of a Twitch shooter, a much more of a Quake or Unreal Tournament. Yeah, or Call of Duty. Yeah. But we have so many. Paladins.
Oh yeah.
The very Overwatch clone game. The thing. Paladins looks exactly like Overwatch, but Blizzard didn't go and sue them. Like, they were like, fuck it. Let them do what they want.
They also have a lot of money, so why would they need to?
Yeah, Blizzard have mountains of money and underneath their Blizzard buildings.
Mm.
As we were talking about, though, we find this kind of funny because it means they haven't got Randy Pitchford.
Yeah.
That's always funny.
Yeah. What is it? What's the StarCraft quote that's like the meme? It was like,
all your base I belong to.
No, that one.
Zerg Rush?
No,
all your base I belong to. Wait, is that from StarCraft?
No, I think it's Warcraft.
No, it's not, is it?
I think it's Warcraft.
No. I don't know.
No, Warcraft. That's a cheat in Warcraft 3 to win any game. You're right, and all your base belong to us, and it's like victory.
No, isn't that? No, it's from something else. It's a translation error, I think.
Oh, okay.
And that would be a reference to it.
It's from an old game.
The something in StarCraft, it's where your energy cells are depleted or something.
Oh, build more power.
Build more.
You need to construct additional pylons.
Yes, yes, that's the one. Blizzard never have to do that. They've got enough pylons as it is. Danny,
yes.
sorry about this, but can you slide the record volume down just a little bit?
Yeah.
We are spiking.
That's just because everyone was yelling.
Yeah, but put it to 55. Tech speak, everyone.
I always wondered where you must construct additional pylons was from.
That's from StarCraft.
There we go.
Yeah. Alright, so there's that. Anyone else got anything to add to the PUBG versus Fortnite thing?
No.
I don't want either one to win.
Yeah.
I don't like either of them.
Yeah, I think it's ridiculous. Like, it's dumb. You can't get mad at people. I understand the marketing standpoint, because if you watch like the trailers for this Battle Royale mode Fortnite, it is very much, it's like PUBG, and then I can see Bluehole getting very pissed at this, because it's like, hey, that's using our game to promote your game. That's not cool. But for the mode itself, that can't get mad at that.
Mm.
It's called inspiration, or it's called clones. It's been a thing in video gaming since the dawn of time. Look at Doom. Doom created a genre, then how many games were called Doom clones after that? Like, shit like that. But anyway, so the next bit of news we got is Gore Verbinski, the director of the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, has been hired on to direct the Gambit solo movie in the X-Men universe.
So describe to me, or explain to me who Gambit is, because I cannot put a face to him.
Gambit is the iconic character he's like the one that he has telekinetic powers, and he has like stuff and he throws cards at people, and he has like the cool hair, and he's like really cool. Have you like seen any like you just X-Men Origins?
Yes,
I've
seen it once.
Okay, he's the one in the bar that shoots cards like.
Oh, him!
They like fight in the alley after.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
That's Gambit.
Wow, he's such a side character in that.
Yeah, but he's very popular. Outside of that, he's a very popular comic character.
Oh, okay.
Yes. What do you guys think about this? Or just Gambit solo movie in general? Yeah.
So wait, so why is Gambit so popular?
Because he's a really cool character in the comics.
Is that it?
Yeah. He's very like a lot of he has a massive fan. He's a really cool character.
Oh, okay.
A lot of people really like. I like Gambit. He's awesome. I think he's great.
So I've never followed. Apart from the films, I've just never followed the.
Oh, then that makes sense. Yeah, if you're not,
So I'm just like, oh, okay, that's cool. Why not make a Magneto film?
I have. It's called all the X-Men movies.
About him getting his magnetic powers.
They have. It's called X-Men First Class.
You know what I mean? Someone a little bit more significant.
It's like the beginning of the movie. It's in the first X-Men movie. The first thing you see.
I haven't seen that in like years.
But literally the first thing you see in the first X-Men movie is Magneto getting his powers.
Yeah.
It's when he's in the concentration camp and he's being pulled away. And he's like,
the gates,
and then the gates bend in. That's the first thing you see in the movie.
Yeah.
It's the opening shot. A very good opening shot, an amazing opening shot. Yeah. And it's also in First Class as well.
It's like saying, where's our Blob movie?
Yeah. Sorry. I just pictured that. Oh, no.
Dude, I was so disappointed he wasn't in X-Men Apocalypse more. He deserved more than just a cameo.
That'd been great. Yes. What do you guys think about Gore Verbinski doing the Gambit solo movie? Not much? Yeah. I'm not
particularly fussed.
Yeah, especially because I only like 2 of the Pirates of the Caribbean movies.
Which ones?
The first one and the third one. I don't like the second one and the fourth one.
Really?
Yeah, I don't like the second one.
Why not?
It's pointless.
It's so fun. It's so entertaining.
Okay, it does have entertaining bits, but like...
I think it's a bit too, like, setty-uppy at World's End.
And I the only reason I like the third one is I like it because of how epic and bombastic that shit is.
And expensive it was to make.
Yeah. And I do love how it's never boring, at least for me. Like, the second one gets boring for me. I'm like, but the third one has a really good pace about it. At least from what I haven't seen it in years, so I could be completely wrong on this. But at least for me, the third one had a really good pace. And, like, shit was always happening. So the second one, it meandered quite a bit. But the first one's the best one. And I haven't seen Dead Men Tell No Tales.
No, I haven't either.
Which apparently isn't very good.
But the thing is that, like, I've heard it from... I actually was talking to a customer about this the other day.
Yeah.
Apparently it's just look, it's a Pirates movie. You're gonna get a Pirates movie. So if you like Pirates of the Caribbean movie, then you're gonna get that. Nothing more, nothing less.
Yeah.
So, to me, I'm like, okay, cool, because I like Pirates of the Caribbean films.
I understand that, but at the same time... We have got one great Pirates of the Caribbean movie, and that's the first one. Yeah, well, the first Pirates of the Caribbean movie is genuinely great.
Nothing can beat number one.
But I feel like they could hit that again. I feel like it's because they're not trying hard enough.
I feel like because I don't know what the deal is with Johnny Depp, whether he just does he still like being Jack Sparrow?
I don't know. I think the real question is does he still like being an actor? That's the real.
Yeah, no, that's actually the proper question.
Yeah.
But the thing is that, like, I mean, can they get Orlando Bloom, what's her name?
Keira
Knightley and Johnny Depp into their happy selves again like they were back in number one?
I feel like you don't even need those characters. You just need Johnny Depp. But like
which they've been doing.
Yeah, but they don't try. I feel like they like. In the first one is a very fun movie, but it genuinely is really good. It's well made. It's well written, and it's got a lot of good stuff about it. As the other ones feel like just cheap, not cheap. But just look at all this expensive CGI stuff.
I did like At World's End in that. Obviously,
I love it as well because I liked it because it's climax to the story.
He was one of, like, I guess, the main character, but it wasn't just be like, this is Jack Sparrow, look, cool, Jack Sparrow. Yeah. It was like, look at these other characters as well.
Yeah.
Which is good because I think that's, I guess that's probably what people are complaining about in number 4 in Dead Man Tells No Tales.
Well, see, that's I like that. That's why I like the third one. I like the third one because it's epic, it's massive, and it's ridiculous, and it still has a good story at its heart, but even though it's dumb. But like the first, like, that's like, I feel like they could hit the greatness of what the first Pirates of the Caribbean movies as well. But I think they just need to dumb down all the stupid shit, because if you watch like the later Pirates movies, Jack Sparrow flukes his way through everything.
Yeah.
But if you watch the first one, he's smart. He's dumb, like, he's very like, ooh, dumb Jack Sparrow, but he knows what he's doing. Like, he's not like, everything happened by accident. He, like, plans all his things out, and he's just like, and it makes him a cool character. You're like, oh, he's like a genius, even a drunk genius who's a pirate. As in all the later ones, he just does shit.
He's just a drunk.
He's just like, oh, that happened and I won. Ooh, yeah. There's that. But let's figure that though. Like, go back to Gambit. I love Gambit, but I don't really care about a Gambit solo movie. Like, I don't really think we can get anything good from that.
Yeah. Does he have an interesting backstory?
I can't remember. I haven't read any comics that have Gambit in it as a major character. I haven't, and also, and he's barely in the movie. He's only in the one movie. He's
That's
a
the
side
thing,
character.
is that, like, okay, people love him, but do they really love him as just for his powers, or is he a really cool character?
Well, I felt amongst comic book fans, they love him because he's a really good character.
Okay.
But I don't know. Do any of us know much about Gambit?
No.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Okay, but there's that. Then, does anyone else have anything else to add on to the Gambit getting its director news?
No.
I'm still... This movie was meant to come out, like, 2 years ago.
Yeah,
I remember hearing about it, like, years ago.
They've gone through production. I don't know if... Cause Channing Tatum was cast as Gambit from last time, but I think he's pulled out. So
I remember hearing something about him pulling out,
Yeah, so I don't think they've got an actor to play Gambit yet. Because Ty Sheridan played him in X-Men Origins. And I kind of don't want him to come back because he's a very generic actor and he's not very good at what he does. At least Channing Tatum is a good actor. Well, now he's a good actor.
Yeah, actually,
Now he was a pretty bad actor when he started, but he's a good actor now. So we'll move on to our show segment. So we're going to talk about the finale of Rick and Morty and the third episode of Star Trek Discovery.
Oh, yes.
Did you watch anything else, Eric?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so we'll talk about the last episode of season 3 of Rick and Morty. So this episode, what was it called? I can't remember.
Oh no, so I was going to start watching the new season of Fear the Walking Dead.
Oh, is it?
But I wasn't able to.
Yeah.
I just didn't have the time to.
Oh, fair enough.
I haven't bothered to go back to it.
Oh, man. I watched the first season of that and I was like, this is...
It gets a bit better.
A bit. Yeah, so this new episode of Rick and Morty came out. It's a very weird episode, to say the least. Because it's like you said before, earlier, before the podcast, it's like a reset button on the franchise. In a very weird way that I didn't expect. It kind of turned this episode and the episode 4 into like a 2-part episode from what I noticed. 'Cause it does balance very heavily off what happened in the last episode. And essentially the whole thing is Rick and Morty are doing this thing for the president, and then Rick they get into a fight with the actual president. It's amazing. Meanwhile, Beth thinks she's a clone, and the whole question is like she's dealing with the fact that she might be a clone and stuff, and then all this stuff happens. What did you guys think about the episode?
I don't like how they're dwelling too much on that she's a clone. It's just like, I don't know. It's just like, oh, maybe she's a clone, but I just don't feel like she is. Like, they would make it more obvious, maybe, that if she is a clone.
Okay.
But then, and also, I just felt this episode was just very, like, just very lackluster. Like, something was missing from it.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. What do you think better?
I actually really like the clone stuff because I think it's good that they're not giving us a clear answer.
Yeah.
I think it's an interesting concept, but I don't know, it was a fun episode for sure.
Yeah, definitely fun.
But I can say that about all the episodes of this season, but I find that lacking the depth.
Yeah. And I feel like...
Or even the diversity.
Yeah.
I just find they all kind of bleed together this season.
I feel like it was, like, I liked the episode, but I feel like I missed something, because, like... it just didn't have any impact to it. It was like, oh yeah, I did I really like the thing that like Rick gets his happy family, but he's not happy about getting it. He's just like, no, like it really adds to his character a lot more. That's one thing I can give to this season. It's always constantly adding to Rick's character, like more or less every episode. And this one was like, I like just the subtle nuance of him. Because his family's back to being happy again. Because like Beth is back with Jerry at the end of the episode. Spoiler alert. And all that stuff, but like he's not happy about like his whole family's back to being normal. He's like, I
feel like he from the beginning didn't like. He did like that the family was broken up because then he could have more time to spend with Morty.
Yeah. And
just not really so much spending time with Morty, but using Morty.
I also saw it as like he's not happy unless everyone else is on the same level he is.
Yeah.
Like, because Rick's a very tortured soul. He's very broken. But he's so he doesn't like the fact that his family, like if his family could be happy, they need to be on his level of sadness.
Yeah.
So then he can. But the stuff like in this episode, his family's happy again. There was no fourth wall in this episode. They broke it so many times where it's just like.
Oh yeah.
Like with Beth being like, oh, it'll be like season 1 again, but more relatable and streamlined. It's just like.
You know what this kind of feels like? Season 4 of Rick and Morty is season 4 of Community.
Yeah, maybe not as bad.
No.
Season 4 of Community is pretty damn bad.
It's a fucking mess.
But yeah, I do see what you mean, because season 4 of Community is very much like it's okay. It has moments of greatness in there, like the Jeff dealing with his father episode, and a few other great episodes in there. But for the most part, it's very meh.
But I just feel like
this is what season 3 of Rick and Morty feels like.
It just tries to be kind of too. It tries to be too fun.
Yeah.
It doesn't have that kind of backbone.
Yeah. Which
that throws a balance out of whack.
Yeah, so I've been rewatching the first 2 seasons of Rick and Morty, and I've just got in season 3 again. I would say, like, in terms of, like, as a whole, season 3 I would say is nowhere near as good as season 1 or 2, like, at all.
Don't mind me, I'm gonna go back and watch Community now.
I've been thinking about
I went to watch the Paintball episodes recently. That was good. I didn't watch the last one, but I watched the first 3.
Oh yeah, I really liked the last Paintball episode, in season 6, the spy espionage one.
Yeah.
Which is really cool.
No, I haven't seen that one.
Yeah,
so
no,
I haven't seen past. I'd say maybe about season 4.
Yeah, so that's the bad season.
Yeah.
Season 1 to 3 are gold, like genuine greatness, and then 4 is
crap.
It's bad.
So it's not like the worst thing ever, but it's pretty crappy.
Yeah, if you compare it to anything that came before, it's pretty garbage. And then 5 and 6 fix the show essentially.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that 5 and 6 are different from the other seasons. It's like they made a great situation out of a shitty situation, which I really liked. But yeah, as a whole, what did you guys think of this season of Rick and Morty?
It was good. They definitely added more stuff.
Yeah.
I definitely don't. I think I'm agreeing with everyone else here. The Evil Morty episode was the best one.
Oh, easily, by far.
Disappointing we didn't get to see him.
Yeah, it was like built, and God knows how long season 4 of Rick and Morty is gonna take.
Yeah.
Like, at least 3 years of waiting.
God.
It sucks. I feel like the payoff. I think what made this season not so great is the hype got too hectic for it, and then the payoff wasn't good enough.
Yeah,
it was like,
definitely.
It was just like we all got, and that's kind of our fault. Like as an audience, we got too excited. We were like, oh yeah, Rick and Morty season 3, woo! But also for good reason, because season 1 and 2 of Rick and Morty are near perfect.
Yeah.
Like they're great. So like, I was thinking, this episode was. I do want to watch this episode again because this episode was. I feel like I missed something. Like it felt very like there was nuances I didn't pick up on. Yeah. That, or I'm trying to find something in an episode that doesn't have the nuances I'm looking for. But yeah, it was a very weird episode to end on because it wasn't as epic as like the ending of season 1 or the ending of season 2 where Rick goes to prison and shit and like all that stuff. Where it felt weird and like it wasn't unique like the ending of season 1 where it's a party and it all deals with like Rick's pain.
It really starts to go there.
Yeah. But this one was just like it felt like the idea was there, but it's just like I don't get it. Like I don't know. It was an alright episode. It was a very weak ending to a more or less okay season of Rick and Morty. Is there anything else you guys want to add to the Rick and Morty thing?
No, I think we've covered everything. I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. So we'll talk about the 3rd episode of Star Trek Discovery. We won't spoil it that much.
Really not much to spoil, I'd say.
Yeah, it was a very set-up-y episode.
Yeah.
But it was really cool. So this episode, Michael Burnham, after getting... Or spoiler alert for the first 2 episodes, after being court-martialed and being sent to a life imprisonment, gets picked up by the Starship Discovery, which is being run by... I can't remember what the captain...
USS Discovery.
Yeah, I can't remember what the captain's name is, but he's played by Jason Isaacs, and he's really good. And essentially... It's all about her being introduced to the ship as a thing. What did you think of the episode, Danny?
Oh, I'm really excited. Like, I'm still in that giddy mode where it's like, oh, it's a new Star Trek thing and it's really good. Yeah. And so, to be honest, I'm not that much invested in the characters as much yet. Oh, yeah, really? Yet. I feel like I might be a little bit later, but at the moment I'm just like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah. No worries. She's kind of just... moving the story along for me. Yeah. But Star Trek stuff, like...
Oh, fair enough.
I'm still in literally stargazing.
I excluding some really bad lines this episode had, really liked this episode because I like the fact that Michael Burnham's not captain. Like, she's our lead, but she's not captain. She's on this ship. I really like that. It's a different perspective to what Star Trek's usually done, where it's like, here's your captain, and here's his crew, or here's her crew. But this one was very much like, here is our main character. Here is another captain who, by the way, I love the Captain of the Discovery, played by Jason Isaacs. He's so cool. Like, I love it. He's like, I was expecting like the cold general type deal.
Yeah.
But he's very like, yeah.
He's very chilled out and very much just like, fuck the system. I'm gonna do what I like because.
But at the same time, he's very dire. He's very like, you're like, you wouldn't fuck with that dude. Otherwise, you feel like he'd destroy your entire life.
Oh yeah.
I do like. I feel we started to meet some of the crew, air quotes, the roommate or bunkmate. I can't remember her name either. Might speak to the quality of the writing that I can't remember anyone's names. But she's like the awkward teenage girl who's just like.
And she literally mentions in one of her lines that she talks a lot when she's nervous.
Yeah. I do like she adds a bit of niceness. Like I was just like, I like you, you're alright. I was like, I could see you getting really annoying, but a good thing is that when shit goes down, she's not useless.
Yeah.
Like in the episode where they're in the derelict ship, where she like she's not like, oh, I'm scared. Like she's just like, all right, no, I've got phaser in hand. I'm ready to shoot dudes.
She's obviously very childish mentally. Yeah. Or at least in some ways, but then she also just gets the job done.
Yeah, I really like that. This episode was cool. It was really interesting. I like seeing you see the workings of the USS Discovery from the bottom up, because Michael Burnham's on the bottom of it all. And also,
sorry.
Sorry. Also, and you'll this is really cool, Eric. The voice actor who plays Adam Jensen in Deus Ex is in this episode.
Oh, yeah,
like he's like acting in a role, and I heard his voice. He was like,
did you recognize him straight away?
Yeah, and he was like, what do you think we should do? And I was like, hold the pause, IMDb. And I was like, Adam Jensen. And I was like, please give him a line where he's like, I never asked for this, but they did it. And I was mad. But yes, what were you gonna say, Danny?
I did like how the USS Discovery has that more
futuristic design.
Yeah, because we were talking with my parents about this last night. Saying how it's only set 10 years before
the original
series, and yet they still look so primitive. So it's like, clearly technology advances so much quicker, because they're still in like, I don't know what year they are. They're in like 2130 or 2300 or something. Distant future.
Stardate.
Yeah, Stardate, blah, 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 blah. But, they made it so the USS Discovery is kind of bridging the gap, and so it looks nicer.
Yeah,
and it's all.
It looks like the new wave of starships, which is cool. Because the first episode it's on the USS Georgia. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, the Georgia.
Or was that the captain's name? They both had Asian names.
Yes.
Because the captain was Chinese, and the ship had an Asian name. Either Captain Georgia or the ship was called Georgia. I can't remember. But that ship looked really like blocky and very like.
Yeah.
Like, and also she says an old ship in that episode. Like, that is an old ship.
Yeah, and you noticed some of the other in the fighting scene in episode 2.
Yeah.
Some of them looked blockier, some of them looked a little bit newer, some of them looked like they're still made of like primitive stainless steel or whatever it is.
Yeah. But also, and I like how the Discovery is like, it looks more like the starships in the original series. I like this episode. It was cool. It had some pretty terrible lines, but I really liked it. I really liked that this. It doesn't feel like a soapy Star Trek. It feels like a drama where it's like, oh, we're going from here to here to here to here, instead of like, this week we found this alien, and this week we found another alien.
Well, you gotta realize that. Now, you can probably correct me on this, because I got this completely wrong last time. The original series came out in, like...
The 70s.
The 70s, 60s, 70s.
60s, wasn't it?
60s, 70s.
Yeah.
It ran from the 60s.
So, it was meant to be a soapy type show, where it was like, and this week we encounter the blue aliens. How will the red and the blue aliens solve their conflict?
That's what that is,
And they have a conflict and a resolution each episode.
Yeah.
So you can watch it. It was for the people who can
It was just for dinner entertainment.
Yeah, it was we can watch it if we want to, but we don't have to pay attention to the last few episodes. Whereas this modern age is more
like
about continuous.
They're like, fuck that, we're ditching the soapy because soapy serial television, it's not what people want anymore from TV. But that's because the old way of TV is dead.
They want to binge stuff and they want to be invested in the story.
It's not like this week we're going to deal with this issue and then it's all wrapped up in a 30-minute episode and it's all done. Now TV is very much like, we need to create an arc that goes over so many episodes. So instead of like if you look at old shows, like let's say like one of my favorite shows like Buffy or Angel or stuff like that, those shows have arcs, but they're not every episode is contributing towards an arc. It's like there'll be Freak of the Week episodes, which is the term for like there's like this freak has showed, this monster showed up, they're gonna deal with this monster in this
X-Files does the same thing, doesn't it?
Yeah. And that was like the older, it was like there'd be your filler episodes, which was Freak of the Week, and then you'd get a few episodes that were arc based, where it was like this is an arc that's gonna go over a few episodes, and then in between you'd occasionally get a filler episode. And then it'd go back to another arc episode or something like that. Like, and then usually the later in the season the show's got, the bigger those arc episodes would get. Like if you're the last few, and like there's I think season 4 or 5 of Angel, the second half of the season is one arc.
Okay.
So like the first half is Freak of the Week, the second half is one entire arc, which is all about like the apocalypse and all that shit.
Well, because it's kind of like when you showed me Firefly, I noticed
that is very Freak of the Week.
The very first few episodes were like that. It wasn't until the last, I'd say, half, maybe the last third.
Even then,
but then they started to build on the characters, and then they were like, oh, so maybe it's a little bit more, and then also been like, but do you remember when this happened? Yeah. Like, they kind of referenced,
Yeah, and that's also like, Firefly, even though it only had one season, it does have a very, not Freak of the Week, but very, this is the event of this episode, this is the event. And it works well, because there's only 13 episodes, and every episode's unique. Like Janetown, like that's we're gonna give Jane an episode, and then we have that, and then we got the episode Janetown, and then we have the train robbery episode in the second episode, although we have Out of Gas where the ship goes down. Like every episode's just another situation. Yeah. Instead of it being a long arc like Game of Thrones, where it's like the arc is continued this episode.
But again, that's also like the
different
90s,
different era of television, and so I'm glad that this Star Trek isn't like, let's harken back to what people... Let's make it a serial. Like, no, people don't want that. If we want this Star Trek to be successful, we need to make it like a modern TV show. And then that's what we got. And I realize that's why I like this Star Trek, because I'm not a big fan of other Star Trek series. I'm just like, I don't see the point in watching.
Yeah.
I do understand why they were made, but I don't see the point in watching them today. I'm just like, eh. Like, eh. But this, I'm like, okay, there's a story I can latch onto here. Which isn't just like... The crew of the Enterprise are babies now. What are they gonna do?
I love that episode.
Yeah.
Well, they actually, they were babies and they were like young children. Yeah. Oh, sorry, don't make me. Don't.
Yeah.
Wow. Yes. So funny.
Is there anything else you want to add to the new episode of Star Trek Voyager Discovery?
I haven't seen it.
Oh. Yeah. Watch it, Eric. It's good.
That's alright.
Watch it, Eric. It's good.
Possibly.
No, it's really good so far. I can't wait for it to get to the meat of the series.
It's got good action as well.
Yeah.
There's like a prison fight in this episode.
Oh yeah.
Where like they're in the cantina and then they're like, ooh, she started the Klingon War, and then Adam Jensen's like, we're gonna do this the easy way or the hard way. That's one of the bad lines I was referencing. He's like, what are you gonna do? And then they start fighting her, and then she beats the shit out of all of them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and then Adam Jensen's like, sorry, I'm calling him Adam Jensen because that's the actor.
That's the character.
And then he falls on the ground and he's like, I never asked for this. Best video game line ever. But yes, is there anything else to add to it, Danny?
No.
Right. So we'll move on to our main topic. We're doing another topic episode this week, guys. And it is... Eric gave us the idea for this. Because you got Titanfall 2.
Oh, I was about to say accidentally, yeah.
It was accidentally, like, we need an idea for the podcast.
I honestly thought, when you said you've got an idea, I thought you were going to say, like, mechs and games or something. I was like, oh, shit. I don't know enough about it.
Yeah.
I was seriously expecting it to be mechs and games.
You're not wrong for it to be expecting that, because that's probably what I'll do. But it's a bit too niche for you guys.
Yeah.
So I was like, nah. But this one is video game sequels that didn't do well, is our topic. Now, when we say didn't do well, we mean in a sense of...
Critically or commercially.
Critically didn't do well, commercially didn't do well, or amongst the fans isn't received well. So, like, any sequel that isn't genuinely considered good, well, unless, like, so if it sold like shit, the critics hated it, or fans are like, fuck this game. It's everything I didn't want from a sequel to my favourite game.
So it's like, even if it sold well by the reviewers, or at least it was reviewed well,
like, a good example
fans hated it.
A good example would be like Mass Effect Andromeda. Sold really well, but reviewed and fan-wise received very badly. Yes, so I've got a list. I'm pretty sure you both have lists as well of just games we can talk about.
One, yeah.
Oh yeah, I got... These aren't overly long lists, but I'm sure more will come to us as we discuss. So who wants to go first?
Do you want to start with Titanfall 2?
Yeah, we mentioned Titanfall 2, so we'll go with Titanfall 2. What do you think about Titanfall 2, Eric?
Oh, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Was that reviewed badly?
No, reviewed very well. It sold garbage.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and we'll talk
whose fault is that?
Let's give us one single clap to EA.
For putting it against their own game.
Yeah, so the sad story of Titanfall 2 is... It's really annoying because EA listened. They did They did a great thing and then they fucked themselves over.
Same with like Star Wars Battlefront 2. They're listening.
Yeah, they listened to fans because you played Titanfall 1, Danny.
Yes.
Did you enjoy it?
I did. Yeah, from what I played, it was really enjoyable.
Yeah, it was like I really liked it, but at the same time, it was a game where you could experience all of it in 2 hours, including unlocking everything in multiplayer in like 3 hours. It was the longevity of Titanfall wasn't there. It was just like I played it for a day online. And I never have to play it ever again because I've done everything. And that's sad because the gameplay was fucking insane. And it was one of the best multiplayer shooters in terms of pure gameplay ever out. So then EA listened and they gave it a good a single player campaign, made the multiplayer better, made it look great, and made the gameplay and controls near on flawless. At least from what I played. What did you think about
Yeah, it's fun, man.
Yeah,
it's fun to play.
The whole running along walls parkour and grappling hooking, just then the speed and hecticness of that game, it in single player and multiplayer worked beautifully.
I was honestly almost getting kind of because it's made on Source, isn't it? That's what I've heard. Yeah. Because I was about to say, I was getting kind of in the bits where you're in the early on when you're in the the factories. Yeah. I was getting kind of Portal-ish vibes from it.
Yeah.
And I really like that. It's really good. Getting Valve vibes from it's really good.
Yeah. So the sad story of this is EA listened. They actually improved upon the game, or Respawn improved upon the game, and they also with DLC. All DLC for Titanfall 2 was free. That everything from maps to anything, they're like everything's going to be free.
Which meant if you played it, this late, you can't play it the day you got it. Unfortunately.
Yeah. So the big issue is, but what happened is EA released the game, a week before Battlefield 1.
I don't know, wasn't it the same day?
No, I think it was a week before. Because it was a week before, and then Call of Duty Infinite Warfare was the week before Titanfall. So it was 1 week you got Infinite Warfare, the next week was Titanfall 2, next week was Battlefield 1. And what happened is Titanfall 2 being the lesser of those two franchises, Call of Duty and Battlefield being long-established franchises that have dedicated fan bases.
And a lot more popular.
Yes, Titanfall 2 got fucked over. It got left by the wayside, and it sold pretty garbage. Again, Battlefield 1 was incredibly hyped, because a lot of people were like, oh, Battlefield's trying something new. Even though I'm not a big fan of Battlefield 1. And again, Call of Duty's got its millions of 12-year-old fan base who are like, let's all go play COD, woo! But yes, Titanfall 2 got completely left by the wayside. It got, which is annoying because EA released a statement about it saying, we thought people would buy both Battlefield and Titanfall. It's
no, because that's a completely different, target audience.
And and also gamers,
they don't have the
expendable
money.
income.
Yes.
We also, this was during October. There are other games we want to get as well, so it's unless you're rich or have a pretty good income, you can't buy every single fucking video game that comes out. So EA essentially shot themselves in the foot with a mech.
Called BT.
Yeah, BT. You haven't played Titanfall 2, have you, Dan?
No, I haven't.
I'd recommend playing it. And even if you don't even touch multiplayer, I think
if you want to lend me,
it's not too expensive though, either.
Yeah.
If you want to lend me your Xbox and your copy.
All right, you play here. You probably beat it in one sitting. It's only 6 hour long campaign.
Oh, okay.
But it's a really good campaign. I had so much fun with it. Titanfall 2 is ridiculously good. In terms of, the fact they improved every single thing that everyone had a flaw with.
Also, holy shit, all the weapons are so fun to use.
Yeah, and there's more weapons, especially multiplayer, because on multiplayer in the first Titanfall game, you unlock all weapons in an hour. You're like, oh, cool, I've got all the weapons. Yay! As with this, it takes you, there's so many more weapons that,
And it's so varied, it's so fun to use.
And all the different upgrades and the mech customization in multiplayer Titanfall 2 is so much better than the first one. How, they're classes now. Instead of being oh, here's my mech, and you pick a gun, it's this mech is this type of mech. It's in the single player as well, where it's this is the Ronin mech.
The loadouts, yeah.
That goes into multiplayer as well, and I really like that. I loved the mech battles in the campaign. They were so cool. The build-up was awesome. And the final mission as well. was ridiculous. Like, that was really good. Yeah, anyone got anything else to add to the sad story that is Titanfall 2 not doing so well?
That's just, poor decision making on their half.
Like, fuck you, EA. Like, it's so annoying because, like, it could have propelled Titanfall so much further. Like, when people would have bought it and been like, I don't have a multiplayer shooter to play at the moment, I'll go buy Titanfall. But then, that people won't do that if Battlefield 1 is coming out in a week.
Or a similar game, which is Infinite Warfare.
Yeah, and then, people were like, and then also I think Titanfall 1, another factor that dealt with it, that lent towards its possible failure, was that Titanfall 1 had so much press and PR. It was a new IP, it was massive. And then it didn't do so well fan-wise. Like, critics loved it, but a lot of people were like, no, this is a pretty
It's a lot for just multiplayer. Yeah.
And then Titanfall 2 got barely any press. It was like, it's happening. Yeah.
But that's pretty much it.
And then, like, so people who didn't know about it, and also Titanfall 2 came on PS4 as well, which apparently not a lot of people knew, which is weird.
Wait, really?
Yeah. There's like a statistic that some dude did a poll about it, and he said were you aware that Titanfall 2 was coming out on PS4? And a lot of people were like, no, I didn't know. I'm like, well, and which goes to show that not everyone watches E3 announcements and all that, even if you're a gamer, like, obviously.
Yeah, see, because I didn't watch the Microsoft conference.
That was on the Sony conference, where they announced Titanfall 2 was on PS4.
I swear. I watched... Wait, no.
It was on the...
It was this year's.
Last year's.
I watched it.
Yeah.
Why did I not remember?
It was on
Maybe I didn't care about it.
Yeah.
I was like, eh.
I think they pretty much just said, we're making it, and that's about it.
Yeah. And then people were like, alright. But then also, like, the whole thing with, like, contention was, like, people were like, Titanfall 1 wasn't that good, so should I go and get Titanfall 2? I think it was one of the things where, like, Titanfall 2, no matter how great it was doomed no matter what was going to happen, which sucks, because it was a great game. You guys got another game to add to the fire of disappointed, or sequels that didn't do well?
Well, I'll start off with my one, so... I haven't actually played it, but I know from other people that Call of Juarez, the cartel...
Okay, yeah.
So what they did is they modernized it to the point that it's not just Wild West.
Okay.
It's like a gangster game, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it exactly is, and...
It's hinted by the name, the cartel.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And just people just didn't like that they just went away from it, but also, I think a lot of the main, like, core... What made Call of Juarez, the previous ones, enjoyable, they just got rid of. And they thought, like, we'll try something new.
Yeah.
But, because I really played Bound in Blood. I really enjoyed Bound in Blood. And,
have you played Gunslinger?
No.
Gunslinger's not bad.
Yeah?
It's quite fun. Yeah, I got it free with PlayStation Plus. It just takes a westerny theme and it just, like, amps up as far as they can get. Like, it's pretty much an arcade shooter. But, yeah, it's quite fun.
Yeah.
Oh, sick.
It's like a guy telling a story, and he's reliving this, he's telling it. Yeah. But he makes stuff up, but that makes it a lot funner, because it means that he gets into fights with famous outlaws and stuff.
Oh, that's amazing.
I think one of them's Billy the Kid, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a lot more stylish than the other ones as well, because it doesn't go to be fully realistic graphics-wise.
That's it. You got anything else to add about Juarez of the cartel?
Juarez.
No, nothing else on that one.
Juarez.
Should I just go through my list? I don't have that many.
Yeah, go for yours, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I saw on the list Prototype 2, and I agree with this. It wasn't... For me, it was because...
Oh, yeah, what the hell? Did Prototype 2 sell well?
I'll Google it.
But yeah,
I imagine it wouldn't have.
Yeah. I don't know, because I don't
reckon it would have.
For me, the reason I didn't enjoy it, it was just... I can't remember, what was the character's name?
Oh, Jason Heller, was it?
Yeah, Jason
Heller. He was really annoying. Like, his main complaint...
A bit shouty.
Yeah.
Bit of a shouty boy.
Yeah, his main complaint was, like, constantly was just, I will find Alex Mercer and kill him. Why? Because he gave me this. And it was just like, okay, cool. But, like...
Didn't they close? Didn't Radical Entertainment close?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Reported sales.
Yeah, it's so I'd say it didn't sell well at all.
Yeah.
Check on the Wikipedia.
Which sucks, because I actually...
I'll say, Wikipedia will probably tell you.
That's the reception.
Because I actually really liked Prototype 2. I thought it was a pretty good game.
Yeah, you've told me, like, countless times you really enjoyed it. Why did you enjoy it?
It fixed all the issues I had with Prototype 1. James Heller wasn't a great character. but he was so much better than Alex Mercer. I hated Alex Mercer so fucking much. Like, I'm all for edgy characters. I'm a JRPG fan. I like my edgy characters.
You are an edge person yourself.
But like,
edgelord.
I'm living edgelord. But I hate characters who are just so like, like he was dull. He was just like, oh, I gotta go. There's hunters in the city now. I was tested on. I don't remember.
Remember much about him.
Who's my? I have a sick hoodie. Who? He was fucking annoying. I hated him. He was like.
Wasn't he just pretty much like a school shooter that gets powers?
Yeah, pretty much.
Because he just doesn't care about killing people at all.
Yeah,
that's right.
And like, it was so good in Prototype 2 when you got to fucking kill the shit out of him and he was the final boss.
Yeah.
And it was so good being like, yeah, okay, like, I much prefer James Heller's story because he was a Marine who got fucked over and then tested on and then lost his entire family. He's essentially Kratos if he was a soldier. like a modern day soldier and black. That is what James Heller is.
To be honest, Kratos is voiced by a black man.
Exactly.
And before he gets the ashes on him, like, I wouldn't call him white.
Yeah, true, yeah.
Because he was from Greece, so he was quite olive-skinned.
Yeah.
He's pretty olive, yeah.
So, like, I understood why he was angry because, like, he lost his whole family and has been tested on and been manipulated by not just Alex Mercer, but all these fucking government officials. He's also fighting monsters and lost his entire unit. Like, I bought into his character a lot more, and also the gameplay was much more enjoyable. And they made an open world that wasn't annoying to traverse. Like, traversing the first open world in Prototype was a pain in the ass. Because it was just skyscrapers. I mentioned in the our favourite Xbox
That's
PC
right,
game.
yeah.
The skyscrapers in Prototype 1 are too tall. You can't, like, you're always bouncing into walls, like, awkwardly. As when Prototype 2, they're like, let's make a city you can actually jump on top of and, like, bounce across rooftops, and you can actually traverse it instead of being, like, an idiot flailing between walls. It's like the bad Spider-Man games, the first Prototype.
Oh, yeah.
Or the bad Incredible Hulk Ultimate Destruction game.
Okay, I do have sales things for,
Prototype 2?
Prototype 2. Xbox 360, it sold 166,000 copies. And PS3 sold 97,000.
Is that total?
It must be.
That's fuck all.
Yeah, that's nothing.
It's like nothing, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that like first weekend or like the first?
It must be early sales. I couldn't find. There's no like box office.
That wasn't the month it came out sales, was it? Because I think
it might be.
Like I said, yeah, just check Wikipedia because I'll probably tell you.
Yeah, Wikipedia. Yeah.
Because I might link it to the they'll link it to Closure of Radical.
Oh yeah,
I presume.
To Wikipedia.
While you're looking at that, I'll just go on through my list.
Yeah, go through this.
So, another one which I saw, I haven't played it myself, but Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts apparently wasn't reviewed that well. I'm not sure whether it was...
I don't know, I'm pretty sure it reviewed well. It was
just different.
Again, according... brain's not working. Across fan-wide reception, it was... at least from what I've heard, it is hated by fans. Okay. Because it's very different to what a Banjo-Kazooie game is.
Yeah.
Very, very different. I haven't played Nuts and Bolts, so I can't really weigh in on it.
No, I haven't either. I saw it on the list and I was like, I know for a fact I've heard it, but just I don't know much about it. Star Wars Force Unleashed 2 was actually on there as well.
Yeah. Back to Prototype 2 for a second. It does the thing. It was reviewed very well by a lot of places. Release. Sales, here we go. Top seller beating... Sales were considerably down for this... Sales were considerably down. It actually had strong sales, but it didn't do very well. It didn't find a broad commercial audience. And because of Prototype 2, it would be reduced to a supporting studio instead of a leading studio.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they didn't close fully.
Yeah. Yes. What was the thing you were going to say, Danny? Also came out next to Max Payne 3 and Diablo 3. So it's like...
I'll play one of them.
Yeah.
Well, I just mentioned that my next game being...
What was it?
Star Wars Force Unleashed 2.
Oh, yes.
That's a good one.
See, I never actually... I can't remember if I played... I know I played the first one.
Me and Eric have very different opinions.
Oh, do we?
Oh, really?
I like Star
Wars. I don't like the second one at all.
Why don't you like it, Eric?
The second one is like 4 hours long. The ending is absolutely horrible.
I'll give it that.
The ending's just awful. The final boss battles, just terrible.
I'll give you that. That's pretty
And it's supposed to be essentially like a love story. But for some reason, they take away that Juno doesn't say a word in the entire game.
Because I was going to say, you're supposed to save her, and if you do, then you get killed, but if you don't, you get killed.
I don't know. That's in the first game, I think.
Oh, that's in the first one? Is
Wait,
it?
Was it? Wait, no, the first one is...
First one, yeah.
Save the rebels, get killed.
Yeah.
Don't get almost killed.
Yeah.
Get turned into a weird robot Sith.
So all I remember is that at the end of number 1, if you die or if you don't die, or if you whatever decision you make, I'm pretty sure Sidious picks you up.
Then beats shit.
Yeah. No, because isn't it like...
I never finished the first one.
Yeah.
My save glitched, and I couldn't get past.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I wasn't... You know, you have to revisit, like, planets?
Yeah.
On the second revisit to Felucia, I was just about to go fight the final boss, and whenever you'd go to that...
Is that the big Rancor?
Yeah, I think so. And you got the elevator. As soon as you hit the elevator, the game would crash.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so my save glitched, and I couldn't be bothered replaying it. So I was like, fuck you then, game. I'm very bad like that. If I have a game crash and I lose my save, I'm like very hesitant to go back. I'm like, do I want to go back through this? Yeah. And if I do, it's like 2 years later.
Well, I only just finished God of War, like 5 years ago, properly.
Yeah, I started playing God of War 1. Good fun.
Don't poke me out.
But yes, what was the game? Sorry.
Next game was...
before?
Force Unleashed 2.
Oh yeah, so I like Force Unleashed 2. I think
it's paced terribly. I hate the fact you're just way too powerful in it.
You are.
I don't mind that, but yeah, like I think number 1 had a pretty good sense of progression.
I did like. I think I just enjoyed 2 more because it was more. In a mindless sense, it was more entertaining as well. Like I found 1 to be very. Like there was great parts of 1, but I got really bored with it a few times. I was just like, I don't know. For some reason, I really like 2 just because I liked it for the 4 hours, and including the ending. I really enjoyed just going around and being a really overpowered.
And that's what I mean. Like a bad ending can sour you. I probably wouldn't mind it that much, but the ending's so.
The
bad.
ending is pretty trash. I will give you that.
It's the final battle and everything. Yeah.
I had more, and my liking of it's more fun based. I had more fun playing the second one than I did the first. The first one got really annoying to me occasionally. But yes, next game.
Unreal Tournament 3.
Also, okay, yes, the black sheep of the franchise.
Yeah. And I think
the one that is technically an okay game, but no one likes it.
And I think it is because they
Gears of War.
Yeah.
And that's because Gears of War was popular. So they made the aesthetic very Gears of War-y, and it was very gory, and it was very dark and grim, and everyone was too buff. Even though if you think about it, that's been a thing with Epic games for a long time. All their characters are too buff.
Yeah.
They like making thick boys.
Yeah.
Even the Unreal Tournament 2004 characters are, but even it's not. Visually,
not the Gears of War style,
like visually,
where they're walking like abominations.
Yeah, visually the characters look like that, and also just the world in general.
Yeah,
looked like it in Unreal 3.
Yeah.
So I don't think many people liked it.
Yeah.
Now I have this on the list.
I didn't enjoy it that much either.
And
it's alright though.
Probably a lot of people listening are gonna agree with me or hate me forever. It's Halo 2.
Well, okay, that Halo 2 all comes down to what you like.
Yes. That's why I said it's either people are gonna agree with me or disagree with me.
So why this is... I've always found this is very weird. If you look at social media with people who do game stuff on like internet or just lists and stuff, you'll either find Halo 2 under best video game sequels of all time or worst video game sequels of all time. It fits in both, and I think it's all about I think the main reason why a lot of people don't like it, or not a lot of people, why there are people who don't like it that much is its cliffhanger ending. I think that's the
campaign. Like, there's a lot of stuff that people just don't like, but some like me and you are just totally fine with it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I personally think I can understand if you play. Like, I think you said off podcast, if you played it back in the day, like you played Halo 1
and you were so into
Brandon,
it,
you were like, "Fuck yeah, Halo's amazing." Then you went and got Halo 2.
You had all these expectations about it,
and then you were like, you played it, and for the most part you enjoyed it until you got to the end, where you're like, "Oh, what? Where's the story at?" I understand people going like, "Fuck this! Like this is bad," and then being annoyed. But I feel like in today's thing, going back and playing Halo 2, and then knowing you've got Halo 3 waiting, you can just go and start Halo 3, and you can continue the story and end the story. It works really well now, and also Halo 2 had a fucking amazing multiplayer. Like that was my first introduction to Halo, was playing split screen on Halo 2.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, it was so much fun. Like we had it on original Xbox. It was the greatest thing ever. And that's what made me a Halo fan. The first Halo I played was 2. 2 was my first Halo. And then I went back to 1 and was like, okay, back to 2.
Cause the first one I played was the original.
Yeah. So I never played the original before the second one. I went straight to the second one and then went, And I was like, oh, what's Halo 1? There must be like Halo 2, right? And I was like, yeah, it's alright. I've never been the big fan of the first Halo game. I think it's a bit dated. Yeah. That's why 2 is perfect. I think 2 is great. Excluding some of the Arbiter missions.
I couldn't play past 2 because I had never
didn't have an Xbox,
ever owned an Xbox. So I was only playing the PC ports.
Yeah.
Which I still enjoyed. Like,
I feel like you should play the remaster of Halo 2. Because it's really good. It's a really good remastering. I remember we sat down to go replay Halo 3, but then we were like, oh, none of us are really in the mood for Halo at the moment, so we stopped. They're weird games sometimes. What's the next one? You got any more on your list?
I'm Sonic Unleashed. See, okay, I really enjoy it. All right, now hear me out.
This is like the 4th time on the podcast we talked about Sonic Unleashed. I'm sick of it.
Why are we talking about Sonic 06 more?
Yeah, Sonic 06.
What's Sonic 06?
That's the infamously garbage Sonic. It's the Sonic that isn't.
Alright, well let's talk about Sonic 06 then.
I actually like Sonic 06. When I played it when it came out.
No one could have saw that, but I gave Eric serious dagger. It's just.
I played it when it came out, and I thought it was fine. So I remember doing the running missions, but I mean, yeah, it probably is garbage. Apparently, like it runs really badly as well.
Oh yeah, it's an unfinished game. Yeah. That's like, usually all you need to do is just look at gameplay, or just I don't know, just look at the game, and you see how bad.
I was like 10 at the time. So
yeah, it is widely regarded as the worst Sonic game, which is pretty big because there's a lot of garbage Sonic games. I'm sorry, Sonic fans, but your games aren't very good. Even the old ones aren't that good. But like, yeah, Sonic 06 is like Unleashed is also bad. That's the last time we're talking about Unleashed on the podcast.
All right, okay. Next one and last one on my list: Ghost Recon Future Soldier.
Didn't a lot of people like that?
Which one's that?
Did they?
That's
I hate the way they name the games. I don't know which one that is.
That's the newer one that was more futuristic than Advanced Warfighter. Because there was Advanced Warfighter, and there was Advanced Warfighter 2, and then there was Future Soldier, which was like the one with mechs.
They had like invisibility cloaks, essentially.
And is that one that...
Is that the 2012 one?
Yes, I think it's 2012 one.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. I thought that was widely regarded as a good game.
I don't know. I saw it on the list, and people were people just weren't a fan of it, but maybe I was looking at the wrong list.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe, I don't know.
I'll have a look anyway.
Okay, so that's yours. You got any area?
Yep. Bioshock 2.
See, I was considering...
It's obviously a really notable one, yeah.
Yeah. I assume... You do you like Bioshock 2?
Yeah, I think it's, in a lot of ways, a better game.
Yeah.
But obviously a lot of people don't. They didn't like the fact that it's just Bioshock 1 again, essentially.
Yeah. Bioshock 2 is my favourite of the trilogy. Just because I think it's... Like, Infinite's good, but a bit railroady at times. And 1 is really good, but ending completely sour. Like I said, ending can sour a game. And the ending of Bioshock 1 ruins it for me completely. But Bioshock 2, I think, is a more whole experience. But it is weird to see how much people don't like Bioshock 2, because it is very much the same. I think there's like a lot of improvements in 2, though.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Like, a lot of improvements where it's like, this is actually a better game than 1. But because 1 was more unique, because it was very unique to itself at the time. Even though if you've played System Shock, it's more or less exactly the same game. But like, I did think like, it is interesting to see how much people don't like Bioshock 2.
Yeah, they just don't care for it. They don't hate it, but...
Yeah, it's very weird, but let's continue. Oh, Dan, do you have any thoughts about Bioshock 2?
I've never actually, no, I started playing it.
Yeah.
And I was like, it looks okay, but I never got past, like, the first, I guess, mission.
Okay, fair enough.
But it wasn't because I didn't like it, because I played it too late.
Yeah.
I think it just got to the point where I was just like, I'm not really interested in playing an old game.
Yeah.
At least that one, because I just was never really interested in the Bioshock games.
I'd definitely say 1 and Infinite are worth... Oh, the entire trilogy is worth revisiting. Like, the most important are 1 and 3.
Yeah.
But,
Oh, yeah, because, I mean, Infinite has tie-ins to 1, but they're like, 2 may as well just not exist.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because it wasn't made by, Irrational.
Yeah, it was made by 2K...
2K Australia, I think.
Yeah, it was.
It was made by a few. It was made by a few different 2Ks. I think 2K Australia may have been the main thing behind it.
As much as I do love Bioshock 2, I do
love a good Aussie game.
I do think it is the one where, like, if you didn't play, you're not really missing out. As where 1, I feel like you're missing out, and Infinite, even though it is railroady as shit, you are missing out if you're not playing it. What's the next game on your list?
The next one was Infamous 2.
Oh yeah.
And you could put Second Son on there as well.
Yeah, because
I love the Infamous games, but I just feel like they've been going downhill since the first one.
Yeah, it's weird because like if you look like critically, the Infamous 2 and Second Son are very well received. Like they're very like.
Oh, Second Son's pretty well received, yeah.
Yeah, and they're very like these are good games, but like there's a lot of people out there who are like, oh, Infamous 2 and Second Son are not very good, and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. My favorite Second Son. I haven't played Second Son. My favorite Infamous 2. That's because I like the story a bit more than the first one. But I think it's got more gameplay improvements that are really cool, and the superpower things where you do like the city destroying superpowers, which are really cool. Yeah, like, what do you think about all of it?
So with Infamous 2, one of the things, I guess the worst part for me is just the fact that I think we talked about this probably on the podcast.
Yeah.
Again, so it sucks to have to repeat ourselves, but a quarter of that game sucks.
Oh, yeah.
When the second half, once the novelty of going to Flood Town wears off, it sucks to be in. And the first half, I think it's called Gasworks.
Oh, yeah.
It's just boring. The enemies you fight absolutely suck. They're just no fun.
Oh, that's the worst.
It doesn't feel like it's a good playground for your powers.
Yeah, no. What do you think about it, Danny? Like, Infamous 2?
Again, I never played it, but I was, like, really excited when the second one came out, because I remember I got it, I think... Actually, wait, no, when did it come out?
2011.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
And the first one was 2009.
Yep. Okay, so I may have just got it just before... Because I got it during the big crash in PlayStation 3. When was that?
2011?
Was it?
I think it might have been 2011.
Okay, so it may have been just as the second game came out. But I remember I was really excited.
Yeah.
And I think just because I was a broke high school student at the time.
Yeah.
I just never bought it.
Yeah.
So unfortunately I never got to play it. But I don't know. It looks like I liked the first one, so I was not sure whether I'd still like the second one. But yeah.
That's fair, that makes sense. Alright, what's the next one on your list, Eric? Oh, Biotic, my bad.
Mankind Divided.
Oh, yeah, Deus Ex, yeah.
Deus Ex, yep.
That's weird.
And we could have that as both, because I don't think it sold very well.
Yeah, no.
Because now that Square Enix have decided just to pretty much abandon the series.
Yeah.
What did they say? Like, we'll get back to it.
Yeah, which sucks, because the potential. But
I think it's really obvious if you played Mankind Divide that all the rumours about it being split up into into two. Yeah, it seems really truthful, because it's just a shadow of it's really good, but it's just a shadow of Human Revolution.
Yeah, because I was never the biggest Deus Ex fan until Human Revolution, and I got Human Revolution. I was like, fuck, this game is amazing, and I still love it to this day, even though the director's cut version is not good.
What's the difference again?
They add the DLC into the game. And you lose all your skill points halfway through.
Oh, the DLC is not very good.
Yeah, you're like, fuck. But yeah, anyway, there's that. Mankind Divided, I was so hyped for that, and I was like, this is good. And I enjoyed a good 5 hours. I was like, this is really good. And then I was like, do I care to continue?
No. Have you not beaten Mankind Divided?
No, I didn't beat it. I got halfway through, and I was like, I can't be... I think it was bad time, because it was very hectic into uni work. So I couldn't justify playing it for a long ass time, and I was like, I'm not that invested in the story, to be honest, so I can't be bothered going back. I do want to go back to it and finish it, start it again and play through it again, because I did enjoy quite a lot of it. There's a lot of it where I was like, I do understand, it's a shell. It's not as good as...
Which one's Mankind Divide?
The most recent.
Oh, okay.
Last year.
Yeah. The one that I played a little bit of, or about half of it, and I was like...
See, I never played that one.
Yeah. From what I played, it was enjoyable. It's not what a Deus Ex game should be the greatest things ever. Like Human Revolution, which is fucking amazing, and the original, which is really good. But this was just bad, and I understand why it didn't sell well and wasn't received by fans very well. I think critically it was received pretty well.
Oh yeah, it was.
They were like, oh yeah, but you can't really critically reviewed. It's that's the thing we should probably point out, critically reviewed doesn't mean a game's good.
No.
It's just a conducive thing, Titanfall 1 got reviewed incredibly well. I wouldn't call it an amazing game. I'd say it's a fun game, but I wouldn't call it amazing. But, stuff like that. Do you got any more on your list?
My last one was Dead Space 3.
Oh yeah, I got that.
And that's another one for both of them, because it didn't sell well enough for them to want to make a sequel.
Yeah.
Although, 5 million copies is still pretty good.
Yeah, that's a lot, for supposedly bad.
I was actually really excited for Dead Space 3. Even though I'm not a Dead Space fan, I've always thought the idea of doing survival horror in a co-op sense could work really well. Like, you could put, like, have to make them make two players solve the, like, a survival horror issue with teamwork and stuff, but still make it scary and stuff. I think, like, it's untapped potential in terms of a survival horror game.
I was so excited for it because, like, it's Dead Space, but it's on a frozen planet, so it's gonna be like the thing.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And it was not.
And it wasn't.
Yeah, no. And it is like, it is fan received as god awful, and
going back to
critically received as pretty
going
bad.
back to Deus Ex, Mankind Divided may have actually sold quite well, but Square Enix have absolutely ridiculous expectations for their games.
No, yeah, they do. It's insane, and I've got some words about Square Enix later on because I've got a few games.
Should we get into it?
Yeah, I've got inspired. So before we rip on Square Enix,
I want to now.
I want to rip on BioWare. Because they've had some pretty sold not very well and critically received not very well games. 2 of which I'm going to be using. The first one being Dragon Age 2.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Holy shit.
So I really like Dragon Age 2. And I've played through Dragon Age 2 like 4 times. Like, I really liked it. And I do think it's not God, it's definitely not a terrible game. But it's a rushed game. Now I have played through the entire. I've played Origins and Inquisition and now Dragon Age 2. 2, as much as it's I still find enjoyment in it. And I think it has a much better combat system than the first. The first being really, like, the first one, it was like it tried to be very tactical, but it wasn't exciting. It was just like, this happened. All right, cool, moving on. As for 2 it was a button mash. You button mash it, but it still was exciting. It was like, all right, let's throw it down. But 2 is a very pale game. I think it is my least favorite of the series now because Dragon Age Origins, even though its combat sucks, it's got really good story. Inquisition, I think, even though it's a little too big and a little too monotonous, it's very good. But you know, that's fun. Like, it's not a bad game, but again, it is very much received by fans as the worst. Oh, you right?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, Dan.
I just yawned.
Yeah. It's very much received as the worst Dragon Age game, and one of the BioWare games that isn't great. Speaking of BioWare games that aren't great...
Mass Effect 2.
No, what? No, Mass Effect Andromeda.
Poor Andromeda.
Poor Andromeda. It's not...
Poor the people that had to play it.
Yeah. Poor anyone involved with Andromeda in general.
Yeah.
Because I think... we've talked about...
I'll get around to it eventually.
Yeah. We've talked about it on podcasts before because we had like the whole RIP Mass Effect Andromeda episode.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's when BioWare was like, yeah, no, I'm not touching Mass Effect for a while.
Great thumbnail designing, by the way.
Yeah, with like the sad face.
Yeah, the sad crying face.
Yeah. But yes, Mass Effect Andromeda, it's not critically received that bad. Like, it's got like 70s on Metacritic.
Like 75 or something.
But if you compare it to the trilogy, which all have strong 90s to 99s and shit, like, that's not good. And it is fan received as a pretty garbage game. And the sad thing is, it was because the game was rushed. Its story wasn't very good, and it was very just... Again, it's very much a mirror of what happened to Dragon Age 2, except for BioWare didn't give up. They were like, oh, we'll make another one that's better. This was like... It's a very middled game that didn't do very well. And it's interesting because, like, it is probably the biggest fuck-up BioWare's done. Because of how the terrible state the game was in and all that shit. Alright, so the next one, I've played it, I don't know if any of you guys played it. Duke Nukem Forever.
I played a bit of it.
Yeah.
Not good.
No, it's not.
It is also fan received pretty badly.
Oh, yeah.
Sold pretty badly, I'm pretty sure.
How long was that in making?
10 years.
Jesus.
Duke Nukem Forever was in development for 10 solid years. And it's not good. It's alright, it's got some pretty fun parts, but it's a game that came out in 2011 that feels like a game that was made in 2004. It's just not very good. It looks like arse. The comedy's not very funny at all. Like, it's just for a 12-year wait, because for a game that, like, for a series that's actually pretty well respected, like, the Duke Nukem series is pretty, like, a pretty good series. Like, especially Duke Nukem 3D. It's a very good game.
It's a lot of fun.
This was just, like, a massive disappointment in the highest regard. And fans and critics hated it, and it sold very badly. My next one, and Eric, you played a little bit of this, Resident Evil 6.
Yes, I did play a little bit of it here.
Yes. So Resident Evil 5 is regarded as the worst. No, not the worst. The first Resident Evil game that's truly bad. It was like, this is bad. But 6, especially amongst fan base Resident Evil, is regarded as the actual worst Resident Evil game. Which is weird, because I remember when I first played Resident Evil 6, I really liked it. I remember when, like, I used to get made fun of in high school because I was like, guys, Resident Evil 6 is actually good, and everyone would be like, but when we started playing it again, like, ages ago, Eric, we're like, this isn't fun.
It was a bit all over the place.
Yeah, like, this wasn't, like, at all enjoyable in any sense of the word. So, like, I've now, like, critically, it actually got reviewed alright by reviewers. It was, like, a good say, like in Andromeda, like in the 70s, but fan wise, it has been lauded. Like, no one likes this game at all. Yeah, so Resident Evil 6 is easily the worst Resident Evil. Next game I've got, and neither of you have played this, but I need to mention it. Final Fantasy 13, the Final Fantasy game that is regarded as all the Final Fantasy 13 games, because there's 3 of them. So 13, 13-2, and then 13 Lightning Returns. Yeah, I'm like out of all the series, who asked for 13 to get sequels? Like, it's easily the worst Final Fantasy game I've played. Like, everything I love about Final Fantasy isn't in 13. And again,
it has some people out there that absolutely hate it. Yeah.
And I do there's, and also the flip side of that, I do there's a lot of people who love Final Fantasy 13. I've met a few people who really like Final Fantasy 13. But I'm just like, I can't get, someone who's an old school fan of Final Fantasy, every change they made to Final Fantasy in 13 was garbage. Like, the lack of an open world, the hallways, everyone knows that joke. Final Fantasy 13 and all its hallways. And, like, how a lot of the characters weren't very good. It's regarded as the worst Final Fantasy by a lot of people. Or one of the worst for a lot of people for good reason.
Probably the worst mainstream.
Yeah.
With the exception of the original 14.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was just... The next one is Doom 3.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to talk about that again.
Oh, poor Doom 3. And by that I mean, fuck you, Doom 3. That's what you get for trying to be different.
That's a lesson, don't try to be different.
Yeah. No, Doom 3 is... like...
I mean, it reviewed pretty well.
Yeah, it did.
I imagine it sold quite well.
Yeah, and probably sold, but fan-wise, it's regarded pretty terribly. It was because of the change. It was a survival horror game.
Yeah.
Did you play Doom 3, Danny?
No, I didn't, actually.
Okay, don't play it. It's not good. No. I can't stand Doom 3. I think it's a very boring and very frustrating game.
It's so boring.
Like
so boring.
Yeah, like, I wouldn't mind Doom becoming a survival horror game. I'm like, if you want to try it,
but why is it... I can't, like, even play it. I'm like, it looks like it's got good ingredients, but why is it so boring?
Yeah, it's like, if you're going to make a survival horror game, Doom, that's fine. Make it good survival horror.
No, it's because there's no stakes. It's you have way too much ammo.
Yeah.
Like, you have crazy amounts of ammo.
Yeah, and just, it looks nice. It's very graphically for that time. It's fucking amazing.
Really good, yeah.
But, Jesus, not a good game. Mentioned Titanfall 2. Mentioned Dead Space 3. This is a weird one. Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes. Specifically Ground Zeroes. Now, why I mention this is I'll summarize the story of MGS 5 Ground Zeroes very quickly. It was the first MGS sequel to come out after 4, but it was a mini game.
I'm gonna summarize the plot of the game.
No, fuck that. The story of it is that before of it coming out it was essentially, for all intents and purposes, a demo for Metal Gear Solid 5 Phantom Pain, which to a lot of us before it came out, a lot of us were under the assumption that Ground Zeroes and Phantom Pain were going to be two separate games.
Yeah, because they were
very weird.
I'm trying to remember the history of it.
They were very
really
weird, because
cool,
Ground Zeroes was what... That was the first thing announced for MGS 5 was Ground Zeroes, and then we had the Phantom Pain trailer. We were like, ooh, what's Phantom Pain? And then we realised it was Metal Gear Solid 5. And then we were like, wait, there's two MGS games then. They're called MGS 5.
And I think then they're like, no, it's one. And then they're like, no, it is actually two.
Two games, and they're two full games. And then, I think a month before Ground Zeroes came out...
Didn't the Phantom Pain get announced first, just as the Phantom Pain?
No, I was pretty sure it was Ground Zeroes.
Because, just the Phantom Pain, before it was MGS, that got announced really early.
Oh, it might have been.
And I feel like it would have been because... I don't remember any... I remember when it got announced. I don't remember there being any talk of two MGS games at the time.
Oh, okay.
Because I think it got announced as...
Phantom Pain.
The Phantom... Like, Metal Gear Solid, the Phantom Pain.
Yeah.
And then when they showed gameplay, they're like, it's Ground Zeroes. They're like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And they're like, no, they're two separate things.
Yeah, and then they said...
No, they're one.
Yeah, then they said, two separate games. Ground Zeroes is they're both full games, and then a month before Ground Zeroes came out, they said, well, Ground Zeroes is very short, as in you can beat it in 2 hours if you're good. Or if you're good, you can beat it in 30 minutes.
You beat it in 10, I think.
Yeah. And,
Wait, really?
yeah.
I think so,
it's a very short game. It is a demo.
Oh, wow.
For all intents and purposes, it's a demo.
Spoiler for Ground Zeroes, literally the mission is you're in the space, go get 2 kids.
Yeah.
And if you know where they are, you can get them very quickly.
And then there's side missions. And then there's No, to MGS5 Ground Zeroes credit, it plays like a dream. It's amazing. Like, the gameplay, I dropped 20 hours into
I put quite a bit
Ground Zeroes, yeah.
How? In like a 10-minute game?
Oh, 10 minutes if you know what you're doing. Like, I mean, if you're speed running, you can beat it in 10 minutes. But, like...
If you don't, it'll take a few hours.
Yeah, like, usually if you're, like, not... If you first play through, mine took about 3 hours to beat.
Even still, that's pretty short.
Yeah, well, yeah, definitely. It's ridiculously short, but I dropped 20 hours.
And there's side stuff.
There's side missions
as
well.
quite a bit.
And even though I replayed the main mission, like, in different ways, like, alright, I'm gonna go through without using guns. Alright, I'm gonna go through a full, like, guns blazing mode. And it's very open. It's like, it's not like, get this chick, then get this person. It's like, you have a mission. Do your mission.
Yeah, like they're in the base somewhere. You don't know where.
And the game's like, go do it. They don't give you any objective markers. They're just like, and it's really good. It's really great gameplay, and there's a lot of like ways where you can do. There's like, it's very open to finding out how to do things. It's very much like Phantom Pain. Phantom Pain is very open. It's very like, oh, you need to go do this mission. Go do it. And you're like, oh, I actually have to think about what I'm doing and plan it and actually like be stealthy, not just be like, oh no, I don't just have to be mindless. Even if like you got your guns blazing, you still have to be like, all right, how do I go through this guns blazing? But yes, Ground Zeroes did cop a lot of flack from fans.
Understandable.
Yeah, for good reason. That's why I put it on here.
So it's like if the
anticipated.
It's like if they sold us the tanker mission from MGS.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
yeah, yeah. Which sucks because Ground Zeroes does have great gameplay, but it is technically a sequel, and to that, it is not a very good sequel. Next one is just gonna be me having a bit of a rant. But it's also strongly agreed with the fans. So that we all know the Devil May Cry franchise.
Yes.
Beloved hack and slash franchise developed by Capcom. Surprisingly, a lot of the games in that franchise aren't.
I was gonna say, because I know you
received.
wanted to put the reboot on. I was gonna say, couldn't you put 2 and 4?
Oh yes, I have all 3 of those. So, Devil May Cry 2, Devil May Cry 4, and then DMC Devil May Cry, which is the reboot developed by Ninja Theory. Start with 2 and 4 first, because those are the Capcom developed ones. They're not good in any sense of the word. Like, Devil May Cry 1 and 3 I would call hack and slash masterpieces, to an extent. 2 is really badly designed, graphically looks like shit, like everything's grey, and if you go to the demon world it's all weird and stuff. There's a lock-on you can't turn off, that's always on, like it always locks onto an enemy. So you always have to fight one enemy at a time when there's 12 enemies who are all attacking you at once.
Can you change through, like cycle through?
Yes, but at the same time it's... In Devil May Cry, and you're meant to be able to like fight multiple things at once. This, it's like, no, focus on one guy. By the way, there's 10 other dudes who are trying to hit you at the same time. It's just like... It'd be like in God of War.
Yeah.
If you got attacked by a bunch of dudes, and they're like, alright, you can only attack that harpy.
Yeah.
And your character will only go for the harpy. And then...
But my chance.
Yeah. And then it's like... And you can swap your targets, but again, you're only targeting one at a time.
Jesus.
And it's really bad. And it's got... It's just not good. And Devil May Cry 4 is just not a Devil May Cry game. Like, it plays like one, but it's really like just like boring, and you don't play as Dante for the half of it, and you play as this edgy teen called Nero who wants to bang this chick, and he's like my and it's really bad. And Capcom did a very shitty thing where the first half of the game you play as Nero, you beat the end, it's like now you can play as Dante. Second half of the game you play the first half of the game backwards. Legit. What? Exact same bosses, exact same level layout, make a few puzzles are swapped.
So did they explain why?
No, it's just you're going back. Oh. So you're literally backtracking the game for the second half of the game.
That's terrible.
And you're playing as the game's main the mascot character, which is Dante.
Yeah.
And you don't beat the final boss as Dante, you beat it as Nero. Devil May Cry 4 feels like it was like an idea for another game, and like, we could make this a Devil May Cry game though. And then they did, and it was garbage. I hate Devil May Cry 4. It's just not fun at all. Then there's DMC Devil May Cry, which is the reboot developed by Ninja Theory. Which I did say keep it without reboots, but this is a bit special because DMC Devil May Cry is regarded by fans as a pretty awful game, but it's actually genuinely really good. Like, it's one of the better Devil May Cry games. Its character portrayal is really bad. It doesn't portray the characters as they should be. Like, in a way, like, just they're not how the characters are. Like, they're very badly. Like, Virgil, like, one of the main villains is like, a terrible villain.
Go back and watch the anime then, you weirdo. They'd actually make an anime, didn't they?
Yeah, it was alright. I watched it. It was pretty good. But yeah, still that. But I actually really liked the DMC remake. I thought it was really good. Like, really cool combat. A lot of fun. But also, again, critically received really well. And I think it sold pretty well as well. But fan-wise, DMC was regarded pretty badly. Next one, this is one that Danny would be cool to hear from. Tekken 4.
Oh, right, yeah.
The black sheep of the Tekken franchise. A lot of fans don't like Tekken 4. They think it's pretty shit.
Why? Why don't they like Tekken 4?
It was too weird. That's the thing. It was the first Tekken to come out, or second to come out on PS2.
Azazel, isn't it?
No, that's 6.
Really?
Yeah, 4 is the first main series Tekken to come to PS2. Because Tag 1 was the first.
Yeah.
It was the launch title, and then Tekken 4 came out next. I think it was because the hype was too real. Before then, we had Tag 1, but that's kind of a mini game.
Yeah.
Before then, we had Tekken on PS1. And everyone's like, oh, Tekken's going to be so good on PS2. Oh my gosh, it's going to be amazing. And then we got Tekken 4, and everyone was like, this is really weird, and the characters look really dumb. And there was a lot of, like, fighting game things in terms of, like, specific things where it was like, they didn't make sense. There was elevation now.
Elevation?
So stages weren't flat. They had, like, higher ground and low ground. And on a directional fighting game, it's very not good.
Yeah, because I was going to say, how would you go about fighting someone with that type of...
It's not good.
Yeah.
And all the stages weren't, like... They tried to make Tekken 4, like, this really weird, but, like... It's like, a great way to look at it is when 2D platformers became 3D platformers, but the early 3D platformers didn't know what they were doing. That's what Tekken 3 to 4 is like. 3 was perfect, and then 4 was like, let's try all this weird stuff. And then we got a weird Tekken game that wasn't very good. And then they fixed it with Tekken 5, but Tekken 4, again, is fan-wise received as the worst Tekken. Excluding the first one, because the first one, if you play it now, is pretty bad. But Tekken 4 is widely regarded as the black sheep of the franchise, where it's like, this is the Tekken that none of us really like. Did anyone play Homefront: The Revolution?
No, thank God.
Yeah, that is a sequel that did very badly, critically, sold wise, and fan wise.
I was actually excited for that.
Yeah,
and I don't know what the hell happened.
Yeah, because like the potential was there.
It's in development for quite a while as well, I believe.
Yeah, because Homefront was good.
It was a cool premise.
Yeah, and I was like, hey, Revolution sounds like it's gonna be really cool. Like, open world, run around with your friends, try and like actually start a revolution.
Stop the North Koreans.
Yeah, and then very bland and boring shooting game that no one liked at all. Next one's a very weird one. It's a very, very like great game, but sadly to its circumstance didn't do well. Max Payne 3, Max Payne 3 developed by Rockstar, very different aesthetically to what Max Payne 1 and 2 had. It was very hyped for because Max Payne, the gap between 2 and Max Payne 2 and 3 was a very long gap.
About 9 years, I think.
It was very anticipated. And
it's a new Rockstar game, yeah.
Yeah, and also it was delayed a lot as well. And so for Max Payne 1 and 2 are very film noir-esque games. This was like an action movie. It was like bright and colourful, like
in Brazil. They showed all the Brazil, yeah.
And then so the thing is, a lot of fans of the originals were like, "Fuck this! This is not what I want from a Max Payne game." Little did they know that Max Payne 3 was a fucking masterpiece of an action game. Like, story-wise, it was a great story. It was dark and film noirish, even though the setting wasn't.
Plays really, really well.
The gameplay was flawless. Like, it was a great game. And it's reviewed very well. Like, critically it was reviewed amazingly. But a lot of fans either boycotted it or didn't like it because it wasn't similar enough to the first two games. There's that, and then I got two more. I got Watch Dogs 2.
Oh, yeah.
Reviewed well, but a lot of people weren't huge on it because of the stigmatism from the first game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so, like, I know a lot of people like it, but, like, a lot of people didn't go back to visit it because...
Yeah, same, yeah.
Yeah, like, Watch Dogs 1, which I thought was alright, it just left a stigmatism where it was like, we can't trust Watch Dogs or Ubisoft shit. So, it didn't sell very well at all. And the last game on my list is Splinter Cell Blacklist.
Oh, I love that game.
Yeah.
I think
for all intents and purposes, apparently it's a very good Splinter Cell game. I haven't played it, but I've heard it's amazing. But also adding Splinter Cell Conviction, which is the reboot that no one liked.
Yeah.
Which I played and it's not good.
Conviction's alright.
Shout out to my buddy Chris, who I've played many nights.
Friend of the podcast.
Friend of the podcast. Many nights of Splinter Cell Blacklist.
Yeah.
What was the fourth one no one talks about?
That is the last one, isn't it?
No, what's the fourth one no one talks about? Double Agent.
Yes, that one. I played a bit of it and I couldn't get into it at all. I should like the Splinter Cell games. I love stealth action games, but I cannot get into them to save my life. Like, at all.
Splinter Cell Essentials on the PSP. The best one.
Yes, what were you going to say about Blacklist, Danny?
Just many nights of just, like, doing missions, being briefed for the missions, and just fucking around for ages. That was my experience of Splinter Cell Blacklist. Like, I don't think I played the game at all without playing co-op, because I think I remember Chris was going, hey, you should buy this game. It's really fun, and it's funny when you play it with co-op, and I was like,
I want a friend to play with.
I think, yeah. To be honest, I loved the co-op.
Yeah,
idea.
From what I've heard, it's a very great Splinter Cell game that was marred by the fact that a lot of people didn't like Splinter Cell Conviction. So a lot of people, again, the previous game wasn't received so well to the point where people didn't want to come back. They were like, oh, we can't trust it now, or like stuff like that. Same thing happened with maybe not game-wise, like show-wise, Community, that happened. Season 4 was so bad that not a lot of people came back for Season 5 and 6, which is sad. But, from what Blacklist I've heard is a very great game. Like, one of the best Splinter Cells, but no one got it because Conviction left behind such a bad taste. Which, again, it's not that bad. But
I mean, the war mission sucks. Do you remember the war mission? Yeah, that sucks.
There's that. So I think that's all my list. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyone think of any other sequels that didn't do well in any regard for video games?
Not off the top of my head.
No.
Alright, cool. Well, we'll end that segment there, and we'll go to our last segment. What have we been doing, /playing, /watching, /anything? Who wants to go first?
You go first, one of you guys.
Eric, you can go first.
Alright, well, what I've been watching, I watched a movie last night, a horror movie called Last Shift.
What is it?
So it's this new recruit police officer. She's placed into a police station, and essentially the building is a piece of crap. So they say, this is the last night it's going to be open. You're new on the job, so you're the one who's essentially drawn the short straw. You have to work the night shift. Tomorrow morning you can come to the new station, but we just need someone to watch it. Yeah. No one's going to come in here. Yeah. All calls are getting rerouted. You're just a security guard, but we don't outsource them, so you have to do it. And it's just her just sort of dealing with what happened. It's a psychological horror. It's I believe it's quite low budget as well.
Alright.
But it's okay, but it sort of has that problem of it gets a bit too weird.
Oh, okay.
Because it starts out really, really cool, like, it'd be really good to be sort of very minimalist because it's just her at the station. Oh, wow. Just trying to figure out, like, what to do to pass the time, but then it just gets a bit weird.
Oh, okay.
It's got a cool ending,
you did tell me on the premise, because I was like, when you said, like, all, like, stuck in a... Not stuck
and, like, it's a very sterile white building. It's just her just kind of, like, trying to pass the time, you know, never having worked as a police officer before.
That's actually really cool. Like, that's awesome.
You might like it, but yeah, just... Because her father, you find out at the very beginning, was also a cop and he died, and you just get more information about that, like what might motivate her, like what's going on through her head.
Who's it directed by?
Oh, I can't remember. Came out a few years ago.
It does sound really good. I actually might give that a go.
Ending's actually ending's not bad.
Oh, that's good. Doing anything else?
Been playing a lot of games. Been playing Beat Titanfall 2, as I said, the campaign. That was a lot of fun. Yeah. Beat Dishonored Death of the Outsider.
Oh, how was that?
That was good, yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Play the Dead Rising 2 expansions, Case Zero and Case West. Playing them. Yeah, they're fun. If you like, I really like Dead Rising. Oh, yeah. Although 4 was really disappointing. Yeah. But it was good to finally play them. Played Condemned Criminal Origins.
Oh, yes, that very well, like... a very good survival horror game.
From what I played, it's quite a bit of fun, yeah. I wish the combat was a bit more just complicated because it's very simple.
It's very just hit things.
And and you just, you've got enough different weapons, but yeah. Yeah. And started playing Cuphead.
Oh,
I'm looking forward to playing that some more.
The infamous Cuphead.
Yeah.
There's
So do you agree with the people just being like, it's super difficult, you're going to cry?
Oh, from what I've played, I can see that.
Yeah.
I kind of enjoy that though, because I don't play enough difficult games, so when I get to play one, it is quite refreshing.
Yeah.
Did you come across, because obviously, so the first boss, did you fight, was it the vegetable game?
It's the vegetables, yeah.
So what difficult did you play it on, simple or regular?
Regular.
See, I played it on simple first.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh my god, I died a lot of times. And then when I finished it, I was like, oh cool, I did the boss. And then it came up with a message saying, in order to get the debtor's souls, you have to play it on regular.
Oh, really?
And so I was like, no! And then I ended up encountering, because in the simple mode, you only fight against Potato Man and Carrot Man.
Oh, so no
onion.
No onion, okay.
And it's like, and then the next level is you fighting these two frogs.
Yeah,
and then
I've done that, and I started one of the run and guns.
Oh, yeah.
But
how did you find the run and gun?
Oh, it's okay. No, it's fun. It's just, like the boss battles, using to play them multiple times. I only played it once.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I played against, I think, because I played a little bit further. I think I'm up to my fourth boss. And, one of them, like, when you do get in the groove, it's really, like, satisfying to actually finish it. Like, I did it, and you know, like, what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, for those who don't know, Cuphead is a side-scrolling shooter.
Yes.
Inspired very much by early Disney animation.
Looks absolutely stunning, yeah.
Yeah, it looks great.
Stunning.
I haven't played it yet, but I do want to play quite a bit. We'll do local co-op then.
Did you hear about just reminded me, did you hear about the black and white modes?
Yeah,
and the two-tone modes?
How do you get those?
So apparently later on, it's like third level, or like third island, I think, there's a mode, so unlock black and white, I think you have to get either all D's or all B's, I think. And then another one is where, because you speak to like the people, like essentially the citizens, and they go, I want a grade A person. So if you get like all A's, that's when you unlock, I think, the two-tone mode.
Okay, that's
so
cool.
black and white is a little bit easier to unlock than two-tone, but I'm just like, I can't get two-tone.
I just want black and white. That's good
enough. I can't get past like
that
rank C, I think. But yeah.
Actually, we got to do local co-op.
Yeah.
So we can do what is it? Well, we're gonna do an update on it. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's so much. I think I've heard it's so much easier if you.
I imagine it would be. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you have the ability to revive your buddy.
Yeah. Have you heard about the It became a bit of a meme, but some guy, I can't remember. He was working for a journalist and journalism site, and he played Cuphead, and it was if you just look up like. Cuphead 26 minutes of gameplay.
Yeah.
And like he plays a tutorial and he's so bad. It's absolutely amazing. He can't get over the big block. He can't jump and dash.
Yeah, see I to be honest, I did that a couple of times, but I was like, okay, I get it now, but like
he's so bad. Like, you watch him actually play the running and gunning and he just has no idea what he's doing.
Yeah. Well, because for some reason when I played through the run and gun, I just completely forgot all the controls, and so I got to the massive chasm, and I was like, how do I get over this? And it wasn't until I like went back to the tutorial, I was like, there's a dash mode. Why am I not doing this?
Yeah, remember the dash is super important.
And it's same with like the parry, when you have to press, like you have to double X on the pink items.
Oh, yeah.
I forget that so many times.
Yeah.
But it just...
I forgot that as well.
Yeah.
I feel like these things will come, like, if you keep playing it.
It'll become so much more
I just remember, because I got hurt by a pink item, but the first time a few goes in, I didn't, and I was like, what the hell just happened? That's when
Yeah.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Remember that.
You guys been playing anything else? Or?
Nah, that's it, yeah.
Dan, what have you been playing?
Pretty full play.
Well, I've been playing that. We're playing Cuphead. And I also...
we've been playing.
Well, I've been playing and he's been playing.
Oh no, mate. I'll assume for the next game you're going to mention.
But, wait. Are we? Oh, wait, no, yes.
Derp.
We got the mini SNES.
Okay, that wasn't what I was thinking.
I thought you were going to say you've been playing Lair.
I have. I don't want to play it anymore. I'll lend you my copy.
But we got the mini SNES.
Yeah. So... I've been playing quite a bit. Well, not quite a lot. We played a couple of games.
Yeah, we played Kirby's Dream Course, which is my new favourite.
That was a fun game.
I never played it.
It's a cool little system. Like, I think we're gonna do a mini SNES episode sometime soon.
Yeah, hopefully.
Maybe next podcast or podcast after.
Because you still got to do the Total War.
That's the next podcast, I'm pretty sure, unless Sean changes his mind.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
we've been playing a lot of that.
Yeah. While you've been playing Cuphead, I've been playing Mega Man X on the mini SNES. So like 2 side-scrolling nightmare games.
Yeah, just in a room, 2 screens, just both of us going, yelling like every 2 seconds at this. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man.
It's
Mega Man
amazing.
X. I love Mega Man X, but there are some of those bosses where if you don't use the anti-weapon, you are like if you don't use what trumps them, you get fucked over so hard. There are some where it's really easy. Like there's one I had the ice shotgun. And you can just keep shooting and he freezes. And he just keeps dropping his health down. It's really hard. I do like that mini SNES though, and we played a bit of Super Mario World.
Oh yeah, I'm actually not a big fan of it.
Really?
No.
I love that game. It's so good. I think it's because you have to grow up with Mario. Yeah. Oh, I didn't grow up with Mario. You have to have played it.
I've never played a Mario game.
You have to be nostalgic for Super Mario World to like it.
Ever.
Yeah. I love that pixel perfect mode that the SNES has though. It makes the games look better. Yeah. What else have you been playing, Danny?
My PlayStation 2 finally died. So I can no longer...
RIP Danny's PS2.
So I can no longer play Growlancer, which means I'm now in the hunt for a fat PS2 because I don't want to get a PS2 Slim because...
They suck.
Yeah. Use mine.
No, because Growlancer is a...
Buy a copy of Growlancer.
For $70.
Yeah, true.
But yes. Also,
how many years of service did your PS2 have?
Since it came out, so that's my only one and only PS2 that I've ever owned.
So when did you get it?
Whenever the PS2 came out.
Oh, seriously?
The first day PS2 came out.
Oh no, but I'd say within like when the Slim came out. So.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
Is that like a year after the PS2 came
out?
No, it was a while after.
It was a few years after. I think like 03.
Hang on.
Might have been 03.
No, hang on. Wait, I should remember this. I remember how old I was. Maybe it was. It could have even been as late as
It was as
could have been as late as 05.
It was as GT4 was coming out. I'm pretty sure because they were doing bundles where you could get the GT4.
Maybe it was actually no. Maybe it was 03.
Yeah.
Maybe it was 03.
Yeah. So
the Slim came out in 2004.
No, I was about to say yes. I remember how old I was now. Yeah, it would have been 04.
Yeah. So you got. So was yours like new?
Yeah.
Alright, cool. So your PS4 had 13 years of service.
Yeah.
PS2 had 13 years of service.
That's pretty damn good.
Yeah. I'm pretty happy.
RIP Danny's PS2.
I'm pretty happy with that. But also, go away from that really sad moment. Me and Kai have been playing Divinity Original Sin 2 because it finally came out. It finally came out.
I saw the reviews. Yeah, they're crazy good.
Yeah, it's so much fun. It's probably
so much better than 1.
Well, 1 wasn't bad. It's just one was very hard to get into.
Yeah.
The early game was very. Yeah, it was very. Here, like, figure this out, but didn't give you any direction. As where 2 was like, all right, let's give you an objective and nudge you, and then let you figure it out instead of just leaving you on the side of the road like a fucking idiot. That's where like Divinity Original Sin 2 is so much fun.
Yeah.
Like, it's the best D&D RPG game ever made. Like, I'd call it. I haven't had this much fun since like Neverwinter Nights 2.
Jesus.
And this game, it's so much fun. Like, I'm running 3 campaigns at the moment.
Wow.
Playing single player, playing co-op with Danny, and then playing co-op with a bunch of other people. Shout out to my friends who I'm playing with.
The other people.
Yeah, the other
the other people.
And that game is that game is so much fun, especially with like 4 player. Like all the shenanigans that happen, and like we're only at the beginning of the game. Like,
I know we're
still on Fort Joy.
Yeah.
And like, it's such a great game. Do you love it, Danny? Do you love it?
I love it. I really loved number 1, and I was upset when I couldn't get past a certain point in number 1. So when number 2 came out, when it was finally released, when we bought it, it just was it was so great.
Yeah.
I love the freedom of this role playing.
Yeah.
Like, the amount of times I've reloaded a save because I didn't get the right conversation.
I love how the changes to combat as well. How there's now magic and fizz armor now.
Yeah.
I really like that system. I think that works really well for combat.
It makes sense because it's like you said, it's a D&D type style game.
And it's really good. I love it. You been playing / watching anything else, Dean?
No, I think I feel like I watched something else, but maybe I didn't.
It's just been Star Trek.
Star Trek and Rick and Morty, and that's about it.
So we've been
I've really been
We do want to watch Blade Runner though. That's gotta happen.
hopefully in next coming week we will watch that.
Yeah, soon. We'll let you know. Okay. So we'll probably see it with her family, so I see it. But well, if we are gonna play, I'll let you know if we're actually gonna see it, so then you can have time to play and see it as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I might see it soon. Yeah.
Yeah, because I really want to do a podcast on it. I want to see it as well. So games I've been playing. I'm playing Total War. Oh, we've already mentioned DVD. Yeah. I'm playing Total Warhammer 2, which is so fucking good. I'll leave the ranting about how good it is for a podcast. We're going to do a podcast about it. Well, not mainly about it, but there'll be a podcast where there will be a review of Total Warhammer 2 embedded in there, possibly with a special guest. Yes, it's really good. I've dropped already 18 hours into it. Like, very good game. What else have I been doing? I've been playing Lair for a new segment we're going to be doing. It's not very good. I can't bother playing any more of it. It's alright. What else is there? I think that's it.
I think, yeah.
Not that I can think of. I don't think there's anything else. Like, again, that's a pressure. So, I think that's it for today's episode, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you again to everyone who listened. You're a legend. If you liked us, give us a like and share us around and subscribe if you haven't. Where can they find us, Danny?
Where can you find us, indeed? You can find us
Trying off the top of their head.
on Facebook as
Danny became William Shatner for a bit there.
As the Ramblers podcast, and then you can find us on Twitter at @podcast_Rambler.
Yeah, boy.
So that's where we'll give you all of our updates on what's happening. Yeah. If we're doing something special.
We want to do a fan made up.
Yeah. Oh man. Man, that was great.
Everyone who does a fan meetup says they always say I was never expecting this many people.
Yeah. Just like we do when we're like, oh, right, we'll expect like the people who we know.
Yeah.
Just like
100 people.
Yeah, it was like
fuck.
Why are you guys on the view count? No.
Incognito mode.
Incognito. Don't want people to know I'm listening to the Ramblers podcast. It's like listening to Nickelback. Why am I roasting us? Alright, cool.
First step to success.
Hate yourself.
But yes.
Yeah. Thanks everyone for listening. I don't know that outro thing planned, but I forgot what it was.
Stay tuned next week.
Shut up.
For Total War, hopefully.
Probably. It depends what's happening.
So are we staying for this podcast for Total War?
What?
For Total War, are we staying?
Yes.
Yes.
Because
okay.
yes. So I don't know if this is on podcasting, so might as well. We're already here. The whole idea is we were going to do. I was going to do like another thing, which we'll announce on that podcast. That's coming up next. But we realized there was a lot more stuff to talk about, and then to do one whole thing about Total War. So the whole thing can go. If everything goes to plan, which it might not, things happen. We're gonna have a guest on next week to talk about Total Warhammer with us, and we're also going to talk about a bunch of other things as well. So we'll probably do another topic episode.
Okay. Maybe just a small one though, considering Total War may essentially be the main topic.
Yeah, or it's more gonna be like it might be like we'll do it like the shows, where it's just like.
I may be on the day we do still want to do it on Thursday.
Yeah.
Because I might be very drunk then, so just so you know.
Fair enough.
I'll see if I can turn up or not.
Alright, cool. Well, that's all good. Oh yeah, because we're doing things. Alright, but anyway, everyone, thank you for listening. It's awesome that you listen to us and like us and all that shit and give us them views. See you guys next time. Everyone say bye.
Bye.